5 mistakes to avoid when registering a company in Singapore. Registering a company in Singapore is fairly easy, but if you do it wrong, it can cost you thousands in penalties, waste months of your time, and even puts your business at risk before it even begins. So in this video, I'm going to save you the headache by highlighting the 5 most common mistakes and how you can avoid them. And if you're an entrepreneur interested in all this business stuff, go and follow my SoloBiz SG IG page as well. Mistake number 1, choosing the wrong business structure. Now, to be clear, business structure means like either you are a sole proprietor or you are in a partnership or you are a private limited company. So I'm going to use an example. Many entrepreneurs will start with sole proprietorship to save money. And then once they realize the benefits, they switch it to a private limited. All this will incur additional costs and time and effort and possible rebranding if the name cannot be used anymore. I think to start it out right, private limited is always better for credibility, liability protection, and tax planning. For my very own example, in 2022, I started a sole proprietorship in July 2022. And when I started the sole proprietorship, I was so confident that I paid 3 years worth of sole proprietorship fees, okay, because I thought I just want to do this forever as a sole proprietor. But the truth is, I only used my sole proprietorship status for around 6 months because that's when I really realized the benefits of private limited and incorporated my company in January 2023. The main reason was because sole proprietorship doesn't save you tax, as all the income is counted and added into your personal income tax. So you will enjoy various tax benefits and thresholds, whereas as a private limited, your business income is taxed at a separate entity. And even government support if you're in the startup phase or you get the CIT rebate. Now, this one single wrong move has costed me more than 5,000 Singapore dollars in additional taxes and fees. And this is the main reason why I created SoloBiz with my co-founder to help me navigate complications, and we are planning to launch it in 4th quarter 2025. Follow our IG page at SoloBiz SG now. Mistake number 2 is not appointing a company secretary early. First of all, it is a legal requirement to appoint a company secretary within 6 months of company incorporation. While it is better to do it from day 1 to keep track of the compliance and documents involved, because there's so much paperwork to be completed and done during the startup phase. And as a new business owner, it may overwhelm you in terms of both compliance and operations. The consequences of missing the deadlines will be ACRA penalties, late filing fees, and poor compliance records. So I would strongly suggest that you engage a corporate secretary, don't overstress yourself, and you can even get it outsourced from as low as 300 Singapore dollars a year from Osome. Mistake number 3, trying to DIY without understanding the ongoing compliance requirements. As a business owner, you will need to be familiar with the following, like annual returns filing, AGM requirements, accounting records, ECI filing, Form CS or CS Lite. If you don't understand all these terms, what do they all mean as a business owner that I just mentioned, you have a big problem. Penalties for non-compliance start from $200 per breach. Therefore, using a corporate service provider like Osome can help you keep track of the deadlines. And most importantly, Osome prevents these mistakes by offering incorporation plus corporate secretary plus compliance monitoring all in one single platform. You focus on growing the business and they will handle the filings. I've been a user of Osome since 2023 and so far I've been satisfied with their services. And now Osome is offering 16% off their incorporation and services, so you can start and run your own business starting from $504, which is the discounted rate. Click the link in description to get started with Osome and get going with your business. Mistake number 4 is to use your private home address publicly as the registered office address. First of all, if you don't know yet, all the directors' addresses and particulars are publicly available on ACRA BizFile. Especially if you're a public figure or social media creator online, you are not able to prevent any form of malicious activity who is using your personal particulars. So if privacy is a concern to you, always use a virtual office provider. And how this virtual address service works is that they will provide you an office address which you can use to put it as a registered office, which also means all the postage and mail will be sent to that virtual office address. And maybe for the vanity metrics, it looks more professional as an office address compared to your home address. So don't save that $100 a year to compromise on your privacy and your safety. It's not worth it. Of course, there are other benefits like they can help you scan all the postage mail to your email so that you can save it in your documentation. You don't need to keep the hard copy letter. And finally, mistake number 5, no shareholder agreement. Because this is especially risky if you have co-founders or investors and everyone wants a share of the pie. A shareholders agreement is a legally enforceable document where it covers profit split, decision making, and what happens is someone exits. These are just some of the main things that you can cover. Now, in business good times, everyone is happy. Everyone just share the profit. All right, everyone very good. But what about bad times when the company is making consistent losses and somebody wants to exit? It can also happen when the company is doing too well and how you want to split the profits among the shareholders. Who will get a bigger share of that pie? Someone may feel injustice. Without a proper shareholder agreement, disputes can freeze your operations and lead to legal liabilities. So instead of focusing on running the business, now all you shareholders are fighting over the same pie, waste of time, waste of money, waste of effort when you can just focus on growing the business, but instead you're fighting amongst yourself. So make sure you have a proper shareholder agreement signed by all parties to rectify any form of unhappy endings that is potentially will happen. So in conclusion, these are 5 common mistakes that new business owners make that can cost them their peace of mind, their money, and the time. To put it simply, you will need to get your structure right, protect your privacy, and make sure your agreements are in place to prevent any disputes. If you want to skip all the guesswork, I would strongly recommend using Osome so that it can help you keep track of everything, including deadlines and documents required. Because with Osome, you can settle your incorporation, your company secretary, and compliance requirements all in one platform. How convenient is that? As a new and young business owner, you should focus on growing your business and leave all this paperwork, all this compliance thing to a professional service provider like Osome, so they take care of your back end, you focus on your front end. And if you're finally ready to start a business, you can refer to this guide on how to start a business step by step in Singapore right here.